I'm so happy because I got my Christmas sunglasses. It's me, parent, the nerd, with new sunglasses. Can you see my cool sunglasses? Phew. Guess what? I can actually fly with these glasses because I've got wings to fly with. You guys want to see? Look at this, look at this. I'm going to start flying. Can you see? I was flying. No, I wasn't really flying, Chef. I wish I could fly because I'd love to fly. Can you smell that? There's something smelling delicious. Do you guys, who likes bread? Who likes bread here? Raise up your hand if you love eating bread. I can smell some bread here. Is it here? Can you guys smell the bread? Because I can smell the bread. I'm going to try and look for bread. Bread. Smells bread like bread here. Bread. Look at this nice piece of bread. No, it's not a donut. It actually is a huge slice of bread. I love bread. Let me taste it. It tastes amazing. Kiss cut. Guys, how? Let me ask you this. Who loves eating bread? Raise up your hand. If you love eating bread, raise up your hand. All right, now you guys tell me. Guys, just quick question, okay? So what is this? Out loud. What is this? What is this? Yeah, it's bread. But let me ask you a very important question. Who knows how we make bread? What do we need to make bread? You guys shout out loud. What do we need to make bread? Let me ask, do we need, I think we can use an apple to make bread. Okay, do we use apples to make bread? What do you guys think? Yes or no? If you guys say yes, shout yes. If you think no, go no. To make bread? Yes? No? Alright, you guys are right. We don't need an apple to make bread. I know what we need. We need some, remember we've been talking about farmers and seeds and plants? Remember that? I think we need some seeds, and here's a picture of a seed. Yes, no, do we need seeds to make bread? No, we don't need seeds to make bread. Okay, let's try one more time. Do we need... Can you guys see what this is? It's called food color. Do we need food color to make bread? Does it taste nice? No, we don't use, sometimes in order to make some really nice cupcakes, we do sometimes use food color, but promise you to make bread, we don't actually need food color. Okay, so let's look at more details. Do we need sugar sometimes to make food, to make bread? Sugar. Yes, sometimes we do use sugar. I like to think sometimes we use sugar, but not always. Actually, to make bread, we don't really need sugar, but sometimes we do need sugar when we're making candy floss, for example. We do need lots of sugar, especially red sugar. But some people want to make the bread sweet, so they use honey or sugar to make bread. Now, let me ask you, do we use eggs to make bread? Let me break them. Egg. Yes, we do need eggs to make bread. That's very true. And we also use milk to make bread. Can you guys see my milk here? We use milk to make bread. And we use something very, 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 very important that I don't have here, but I'm going to show you a picture. And then, what are the two most important things that we need to make bread? What are they? Shout it out loud. Come on, that's not it. That's not it. Try again. The two most important things we need to make bread. Well done. Someone got it right. Someone got it right. Yes, there are two of the most important things we use to make bread. Number one is we need flour, and here is a bag of flour. Pew. There you go. Can you guys see this bag of flour? Yes, we need flour to make bread, but that's not it. We also need something else to make bread. Maybe the most important thing to make sure the taste is there, and that is something called yeast. Can you guys repeat after me? Yeast. I'm going to spell it on the screen right here. Yeast. And then hopefully you guys can see a picture of it right here. Yeast. Guys, can you repeat after me? Yeast. One more time. Yeast. Look at my mouth. You go as if you are smiling. Who knows how to smile? You go. Can we all smile? Come on, guys. You can smile. Come. I want to see all of you smile. Another smile. Another one. There you go. Amazing smiles. And so you need a smile to pronounce the word yeast, because I'll explain it to you why it's important to have a smile, because it's actually amazing. Okay, we're going to say that word at 3. Are you guys ready to say yeast at 3? All right. 1, 2, and 3. Let's say it. Yeast. With a smile. All right, yes, that is yeast. So we said the two most important things are what? Flour and yeast. Okay, what are the two most important things to make bread? We said we need flour and yeast right here. Right, can you see flour here? Oh my God, this is a big bowl of flour. And yeast, can you guys see yeast here? Okay, they look the same. Flour is like powder and yeast is like powder, and they look the same, but they play different role. And I'll tell you, so Jesus Christ, this is about Jesus. It's always about Jesus. So Jesus came to the disciples one day, and he came and he knocked. And the disciples said, "Oh, it's Jesus." And he says, "I've got something I want to tell you." And he was telling them, they were asking him a question, what is heaven like? Who wants to know what heaven is like? Raise up your hand. Who's ever gone to heaven? No one. But who would like to go to heaven one day? Me, for sure. I would love to go to heaven one day, for sure. And so they asked Jesus, what's heaven like? Because you come from heaven. And Jesus said to them, well, what can I compare the kingdom of heaven like? I got an idea. And he said, can you look at bread? Can you all look at this piece of bread? And this is what he said. He said, the kingdom of heaven, it's like yeast. You can't make a bread without it. And once you add bread to flour, it makes the bread taste better. And they were like, what, Jesus? What do you mean the kingdom of heaven is like this thing here called yeast? How is the kingdom of heaven like this thing? This pottery thing? And then he explained what it meant to them. And I'm going to try and explain to you kids what Jesus was saying. You see, when you are making bread, you mix a lot of things, eggs, flour, and all of these different things. But guess what? The bread will never taste nice. The bread can never taste nice, and the bread can never be as big as this. It will never inflate and get bigger like this and get so much volume without the most important thing, and that is yeast. So what does yeast do? It makes the bread look better. It makes the bread taste better. I can feel the yeast. It makes this bread taste absolutely amazing. And so what did we learn? Yeast help inflate the bread because the flour actually doesn't get big like this. What? The yeast helps the bread get big like this. And it helps the bread be softer. And more importantly, it helps the bread taste better. Yeast does that. It helps the bread taste better. So what does the yeast do? It does three things. Can we repeat them? Number one, it helps the bread get bigger. Okay, everybody goes bigger. Everybody goes bigger. One more time, everybody goes bigger. So the yeast helps the bread get bigger. Number one. Number two, the yeast helps the bread be softer. Can everybody go softer? One more time. Softer. One more time. Softer. And one more thing is that the yeast helps the bread taste. What is this? Taste better. So we got bigger, we got softer, and we got better. Okay, so it tastes better. And so that's what yeast does for the bread, and it does that with the flour. And so what Jesus was saying through this parable, that's amazing, right? Did you guys know this about the yeast? I also didn't know this. I just found out a few days ago. And so what do we... Oops, sorry, that's the bread I just ate. Oh, the bread and the yeast is really good. But here's the thing. Why was Jesus saying the kingdom of heaven, it's like yeast in the flour? Why? What did he mean by that? What he meant is that, remember what Jesus said to the disciple before leaving and going back to heaven? He says, I want you to go and make disciples of all nations. Now think about this for a second. Think about it. The flour represents the whole world. It's flour. The whole world is flour. Let's think about it. The flour is the whole world. It's flour. When the yeast comes into the flour, what does it help the flour do? It gets bigger, it gets softer, and it gets better. So what Jesus was saying is that the kingdom of God is everybody who believes in Jesus Christ. Guess what? Heaven lives in you. King Jesus lives in you. And Jesus was trying to teach you and trying to teach me that we are the yeast. And so when we go and tell people about Jesus, we allow Jesus to go and live inside their heart to make sure that they are what? They are bigger people, they are softer people, and they are better people. And if we all go into the whole world and we tell people about Jesus, everybody becomes better. But no one can become better without Jesus that lives inside of you and I. And so in the same way, the yeast needs to go everywhere in the bread, so the bread can get bigger, can taste softer, and can taste better. Jesus is saying we need to go into the whole world because we will have the same effect on people. We're going to help people by telling them about Jesus get what? Bigger, softer, because a lot of people are hard in their hearts. People's hearts is really hard. They're not very kind. But when we share the word of God with them, they can get softer, which means they can be kind and gentle. And more importantly, they get to be better people because Jesus helps us be better. And so we need to spread the yeast everywhere. Here's a picture of the yeast. You guys see, we gotta spread it everywhere. Spread the yeast everywhere so that everywhere we go, it becomes bigger, softer, and it tastes better. And that's how Jesus wants the yeast to go everywhere on the earth. And we are the yeast. We believe in Jesus and therefore we can take it everywhere. And that's because God wants everybody to experience heaven. How awesome is that? So we learned today some amazing lessons about baking, some amazing lessons about bread, some amazing lessons about apples? No, we don't need apples to make bread. But we learned some amazing lessons, and the most important thing is that we need to go and tell people. This parable of the yeast is about us going and telling people about Jesus so they can become better people. Now, would you like to see your neighbors to be better people? Would you like your parents to be better people? Would you like your friends to be better people? So go tell them about Jesus and tell them about today's story about the bread and the yeast and the flour. And tell us next week when you come what it's all about. Tell us what they said to you. All right, kids, it's time for Cell 9. Go and enjoy yourself, and I shall see you next week. Bye-bye.